Did I sell my soul? I sold my soul for you. Now figure that out. Talking about I sold my soul for you. For all you that's asking me did I sell my soul, it's y'all on here if y'all think I sold my soul. Y'all coming right with me, you dummies.
Welcome to Flat Out Elected. My name is Rand Campbell. It is hot. Ay, 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 ay. It is hot. I started this video off asking that you guys would pray for protection. I hope by the time you've gotten to this part of the video that in fact you did do that. Because this video is going to not only examine, but is going to put what is actually going on in the music industry in the light. You're going to see and hear the truth about this music industry. Now, for me, it is not even a question as to whether I should be listening to today's music, yesterday's music, or music from even the 1970s, 60s, and 50s. I listen to none of it. Absolutely none of it. For me, these demonic spirits have been attached to music from the get-go. Now, if you know anything about Scripture and if you know anything about Lucifer, then you know he was in charge of music. As a matter of fact, his celestial body was a musical instrument. If any entity in the history of history knows music, it's most certainly Satan. This video is going to expose his fingerprint on the music that your children and yourselves applaud, listen to, and allow to affect you. And make no mistake about it, it certainly affects you. Music is not what you think it is. It's certainly the music of the secular world is certainly not what you think it is. Ay, 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 ay. You know, people just don't listen to the lyrics. It's all about the beat. It's all about the sound. It's all about the rhythm. It's all about the drums, the guitar, the instruments. Which, make no mistake about this, Satan has orchestrated the very sounds that penetrate you. And they penetrate you in your mind, heart, and soul. Make no mistake about that. You are being seduced by music. And that's why every single person that is in love with music, you can see it in their face, you can see it in their body language. When a song comes on, it takes them over. A spell gets put over them. You can see where even, certain music genres have a dress code. Can you imagine? And what I mean by that is that you can see those that are all into hip hop and rap dress according to hip hop and rap. You can also see in the disco era how people dressed in the disco era. You can see the Madonna outfits from Madonna. All the girls back in the 80s used to dress like Madonna. The little frilly socks, the flat shoes. The different outfits that she would wear, they would wear the way she wore her hair. And the same thing with music today. You see all of the people, rock and roll, death metal. You can see them in goth. I mean, you could go on and on and on. People dress according to their music. Now, that doesn't tell you something that I don't know what does. I don't know what music I dress in the fashion of. I couldn't even begin to tell you. I'm a t-shirt kind of guy, so I don't think that I dress according to my particular brand of music, because my brand of music is true worship music. When you worship God, that for me. And so I guess what I would be wearing is the armor of God, which is invisible to those that don't have eyes to see. But you can see that music is really, it captivates people. It just, in so many ways, you see people walking down the streets with their headphones on and their earbuds in, and they're bobbing their heads, and people just, music has become so powerful in these days. People are so caught up in music, and they're so desperate to hear these songs, and they're so desperate to be a part of the music industry, and it's a spell. It is absolutely 100% a satanic, a demonic spell that comes over people. And, you know, if you listen to the words, you'll know what the songs are about. A lot of these musicians play off like they're Christian or they believe in God, but they never talk about the Lord. They never talk about Jesus Christ. They just say God. Well, that's the small g God of this world. That would be Satan. These are Satanists that the world is listening to. You know, I said to my daughter once, you know, if you looked out your window and seen some guy walk up to your kids and start whispering in their ears, how quickly would you go out to the front of the house to find out what he was saying? She was like, oh, I'd be out there real quick. I couldn't get out there quick enough. I said, but yet I've never seen you take the earphones or the earbuds out of your kids' ears to hear what these so-called celebrities, these musicians, are whispering in their ears. Why is that? And she was like, oh, I don't know. I said, you even know what these idols are whispering in your kids' ears? Because they're influencing your children. Music is very, very influential. It's powerful. And Satan knows this, and that's why music is one of the most powerful tools of indoctrination and influence in the conditioning of humanity. People don't really listen to the lyrics, they're listening to the beat. But if they took the time to discern the lyrics, if they took the time to understand what the words were, what they're saying, what they're actually saying, and if you actually watch the videos, instead of brushing it off as just, you know, good artistry or creativity, and actually looked at and examined the videos you're watching, you would see very clearly that they align at 100% to Satanism. There's no argument. You can't even, I don't care who you are, who you think you are, what you think you know. I don't care who you think you are. You might think you are the sharpest knife in a drawer, but I'm going to tell you something. You would be a hammer in a toolbox if you can't see the truth in music today. If you watch these videos, if you listen to those that are seeing the truth behind the darkness, if you are listening to the videos that are shining a light on the darkness and exposing the satanic agendas in all these music videos, if you actually took the time to get out of your own way, drop your ego, drop the cognitive dissonance, don't get mad because, you know, you're going to be questioned in your belief. Don't get mad because you're going to be challenged. If you actually dropped all the nonsense and took a good hard listen, there is no way you can get around the fact that Satanism is 100% all over music. Satan's fingerprint is absolutely all over music today. You cannot get away from this. If you deny this, then that's going to be on you. That ain't going to be on me. But let's take a listen to this recording, and then I'll do a quick close out at the end. You guys pray over this. Pray over yourselves. Pray over your families. Do what you want to do, but I'm going to tell you something. The smartest thing you can do right now is remove all secular music from your lives. Listen to this recording. I'll be right back.
I sit on a council of 13 people that take orders only from the Rothschild Tribunal in London, which they claim they take their orders directly from Lucifer.
I was the manager of Zodiac Productions, which Zodiac Productions, its name's been changed since then. I'm not even sure what to call it now, but it's the largest music conglomerate in the world. It owns RCA Records, Columbia Records, Motown Records, owns almost all the concert booking agencies in the United States. And that's not even the name of the company that owns it. The name of the company that owns it is Brenner Enterprises, and Brenner Enterprises is owned by Chase Manhattan. Chase Manhattan's owned by Standard Oil, and Standard Oil's owned by the Lords of London. You can track it all back. You kind of get the idea after a while. But I was the managing president of Zodiac Productions. It's one of my jobs as being one of these 13 people. Thus, I got to know many of the people who produce music and sing the music and play the music that you play. Now, one of the closest friends that I got during that time that I obtained was a man named David Crosby. Crosby, Still, Nash & Young. And I saw David the day before Christmas last year, talked with him. I got him away from this witch that he had with him. He told her to go shopping. We were in West Hollywood, and I was witnessing around to people I knew. We went off in this store, and we started talking. I said, David, I'd like to ask you a couple questions. I said, I already know the answers, but I've been gone for 5 years. I'd like to know if certain things are still the way they were when I left. I said, now I'll have to explain some of this when I'm done, because you're not going to understand it all unless you know something about music. I said, do they still take the master to the temple room? Dave said, yeah. I said, do they still have the Colvin conjure demons into the master? He said, of course. I said, now, I got to know something. What's the main reason for rock music? He said, come on, Lance, you know what the reason is. I said, please, David, I don't want to guess. Tell me what the main reason is. He says, the same as when you were in, so that we can play spells on people that we couldn't cast spells upon. I'll explain what that means in a minute. I said, okay, one last thing. I've been hearing that you must be an initiated witch now to get a record contract. He said, that's right. He says, many of us that weren't total witches have to be witches now in order to produce music. I said, thank you. The master is a tape about as big as the top of this podium that looks like an overgrown 8-track that the album is cut on and is placed in a machine that produces and presses the records and the 8-tracks and cassettes that you buy. After it's been recorded, it's taken in. This is why a master's cut months in advance before it's released. On the full moon, it's taken in to a temple room about the size of this auditorium that is in every one of the major music companies, behind locked doors up in the executive offices. And it's placed on an altar, setting in the north of the room, and a pentagram engraved in the floor. And 13 hand-chosen witches and wizards and a coven come in and conjure a principality or a power up, usually Regia or something like that, and order him to tell the demons under him to follow every record and every tape coming off of that master. As I tell many Christian parents, you can go home and count your kids' records, probably yours too, and count how many demons at least are there. If that's too hard for you to believe, I'm sorry. That's why they do it. Now listen to me. This is why rock music's addicting. Have you ever seen kids that got rid of their music? They go around like this. They can't wait to find a rock station somewhere and they sneak off just like getting a cigarette or a fix because it's addicting. That's why they can't give it up. The rest of the conversation was this. You can't cast a spell on a Christian, but you can get a Christian to cast a spell on themselves. If you give the permission for the spell to work, being a Christian won't block it. And rock music is not just a song. It is supernatural music that which is carefully designed by their spirit guides or familiar spirits in the form of spells. Now, although the devil's music's power is the music and God's music is the words, much of the songs are written in what we call witch language. Give you kind of an idea. Many of you talk on a CB, unless you know what a smoky is, and a 10-4, and a front door and back door and rocking chair and these type of things. You don't know what you're talking about. Same with witches. When you're in the first and second level, you have to learn over 2,000 words that said by anybody else means something totally different than when you say them. Elton John has said he's never written a song or sung a song that wasn't in which language. Now I want to show you something. See how many kids in here, be honest, and adults. How many remember and have heard at least several times a song called Hotel California? Somebody tell me what it meant. Quickly, somebody tell me what it meant. Huh? That's pretty close. But from the words, what did it mean? Well, that's more of a guess. See, most people can't tell you. That's why when people do drugs and they listen to songs in which language, they get some of the meaning. But most of the time, they can't tell you. Stop and think how many songs are out there that you really like, and you don't have any idea what the person was talking about. Beyond the Yellow Brick Road? How about The Destroyer by Kiss? Can anybody tell me what it's about? Kiss said in it, kids, kill your parents. They're talking about Helter Skelter. Beatles sung Helter Skelter in which language? Nobody knew what it meant. Manson did because he belonged to the process. Helter Skelter is a several thousand-year-old word. Most of the music is either about Helter Skelter or a place called the Night Winds, which is what Hotel California is about, and different doctrines of witchcraft. You listen to them, your parents let you listen to them, and they have no idea. Kiss openly bragged how they were gaining control of people through their music because the people played their music. They told how they didn't form their own group. Their church, because they were ordained ministers of the Satanist church, placed them together. And that's how most of the music is done. David Crosby, when him and Crosby, Still, Nash & Young produced the record Two-Way Street, they ordered the principality of Medici to order demons of rebellion to go into the record, and everybody that heard it would be rebellious against law and order and government. And it was one of the reasons for the great upheaval in the 60s was that one album. And they take open credit for it.
I have personally talked with Johnny Todd on the basis of Jack Chick's recommendation. Having known Johnny Todd now for more than 4 years, and my having known him for some 6 months, I believe that Johnny Todd is a genuinely converted man, saved by the grace of God out of the depths of Satanism.
The idea of the devil, evil incarnate, has irresistible symbolic force, and the character of Lucifer inhabits our greatest literature, from Paradise Lost to Faust. But what about the devil not as a symbol, but as an actual willful being, a fallen angel in Christian belief that can not only affect human events, but enter human bodies?
That you can name in the same breath as them. Don't tell me about being likable.
Roman is a crazy boy who lives in me, and he says the things that I don't want to say. He was born, just a few months ago. I think he was born out of rage. He was conceived in rage, so he bashes everyone. He threatens to beat people, and he's violent.
It must be nice to have like an ignorant loudmouth who you can just sort of blame every...
He wants to be blamed. I don't want to blame him. I ask him to leave, but he can't. He's here for a reason. People have brought him out. People conjured him up. Now he won't leave.
Also, I want to find out about this situation with you have many different alter egos, right?
Oh, yes.
Roman is one, and then you have...
Roman is one, Barbie's one. She's like the little innocent girl. I have Martha, who's Roman's mother. She's like a crazy lady from London. And actually, she's gonna make her debut in the video that I just shot with Drake. It's for a song called Moment for Life. Mm-hmm. So we just shot that video, and Martha, like, you'll actually see Martha in the video. It's gonna be kind of weird.
Great. I can't wait to see her.
It was way better than I expected, and Sasha was in full effect. Sasha is my alter ego. And when people see me, sometimes I think that when they meet me and they speak with me, they're expecting Sasha. And I'm really kind of shy, and not really shy, but more reserved, and nothing like Sasha. But I guess I wouldn't be very entertaining on the stage, so Sasha comes out, and she's fearless. She can do things that I cannot do when I'm in rehearsal. I mean, I can try, but then it just doesn't happen. I can sing notes and sing strong and do all these things that when I'm just by myself, I can't do. And I remember right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me, and I knew that was gonna be my coming out night for the BET Awards.
People being demon-possessed happen all throughout history, especially biblically speaking. All the way from the beginning, all the way until the end, there are people that were demon-possessed. The Bible talks about, even in the book of Revelation, talking about unclean spirits and devils. So if there's unclean spirits and devils in the end times, they were there when the disciples went around in the book of Acts. They were there when Jesus Christ was walking on earth. And we even see people that were demon-possessed and devils back in the Old Testament. Then obviously you would have to be have your head in the sand or be naive to think that people are walking around in 2017 and they are not demon-possessed.
To go to London,
It was pretty rough. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Weird. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hello. Ew. Strawberry. Yeah, it was weird. Ew. I'm embarrassed. Can we stop?
In Isaiah 66, he says,
I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them.
God's actually saying, those things that you fear, I'm going to bring them on you. You're going to become delusional. He says,
Because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not.
The reason that we have such a delusional world that's just vexed by these unclean spirits is because they've rejected the ways of God. And there's a substitute in their mind. And I believe it comes from a lot of the programming in the world, the advertising in the world, the TV shows and the movies. But God's word can protect us from every attack of the devil. Through God's word and seeking after the Lord and obeying his commandments, he can protect us from the influence of the devil.
Okay, I'm back to do a quick closeout commentary on what you just witnessed, what you just saw. As you can notice in the background, the skies here in the Dominican are a little bit bluer than the skies in North America and Europe, because the chemtrailing here, they do it, not quite as often, but they do it. I've seen it, but here it is a absolutely beautiful blue sky. We can see the waters above the firmament in that blue sky. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't God amazing? Now, as you guys just witnessed, there is no way, I don't care what you say, you cannot deny facts. You cannot deny the truth. The beautiful thing about a lot of people in today's world, especially the atheists or the unbelievers or those that are incapable of seeing the truth, is that they try so hard to ignore facts, but yet claim that they're all about the facts with science, and they need it to be observable, testable, and repeatable. Well, you know what? This satanic music industry has been exposed. It has been observed. It has been tested, and it most certainly has been repeated over and over and over and over again. There is a plethora of YouTube videos out there showing the exact same thing in maybe a different way. But the truth of the matter is this. Listen to me now. It matters not what you think. No, it doesn't matter what you think. You could say that Satan doesn't exist and the Bible is a book of lies and fairy tales. That one is going to absolutely, without question, be on you. Because let me explain something to you. The people with all the power, the money, the influence, the platforms, and the ability to indoctrinate humanity, they believe Satan exists. They worship him. They have sold their souls to him. So you can argue with me all day long. You can argue against these videos. You can try to justify the facts. You can try to deny the truth. But the bottom line is this. The people with the power to influence are the ones with all the money. All of those that you idolize. All of these idols that lie to you. They believe Satan exists. You can't get away from this. You can't deny it. You can't argue it. You can't pretend it doesn't exist. You can't say, "Oh no, they're just using it for a way to sell their music or a way to sell their craft or whatever." Now, isn't it interesting? They call it a craft, just like witchcraft. Let that one sink in. But the bottom line is this: is that they have the power to influence, and they have the money and the platforms. You do not. You can sit at your computer all day long, all night long, and try to justify what was just exposed in this video, and you will not be able to. You will be stuck with the truth, whether it resides in your heart or sits in the back shelf of your head. It matters not, because they have the power, and they have the influence, and yes, they have the money. What you deny is what controls you. If you want to deny truth, that's a pretty heavy denial. When you really consider that you could be wrong and that you drop your cognitive dissonance, when you drop that, when you don't get mad and don't get angry that you could be wrong and that you could be deceived, you're going to learn something. You're going to be open to truth like you've never seen before in your life. But if you hold on to your cognitive dissonance, if you get angry at the very idea that you could be wrong, that is the prison wall. That is a prison wall that unlocks you into the deceptions of this world. Now, here's another truth for you. Let's say, hypothetically, that they just use this satanic myth or this satanic idea to sell records or to sell their craft, their witchcraft. Let's just say that that's true. How many Satanists do you know? Because most people don't know any. They know some paganists, they know some agnostics, they know some atheists, they know some Christians, but most people couldn't count on one hand the amount of Satanists that they know. So because I'm in the marketing industry and I understand how to market, why would they use Satan to market music to a world that isn't even Satanist, according to your belief? Or to a world where Satan doesn't even exist, according to your lack of understanding? Why would they do that? There are apparently, according to the stats, there are over 1 billion Christians in a world which has approximately 7.4 billion occupants. 1 billion Christians. Why wouldn't they be marketing to them? That seems like a pretty good demographic. That seems like a pretty good place to market. But they don't. They market the opposite of Jesus Christ and Christianity. They market something that apparently doesn't exist. Apparently doesn't even. There's such a small following according to the numbers of Satanism in the world. Why would they market that? I look at industries when I market product or when I market concepts, and I always look for the larger market. I always look for the biggest numbers, because obviously the greater the number, the greater the ability to sell whatever it is that you're selling. So if the numbers of Satanism are so small, why would they market that? They're not marketing. They're not marketing it. They're indoctrinating you. They're influencing you. This is what they do. They influence you. Because guess what? Because of this kind of power in indoctrination, they have been able to grow the numbers of Satanism, even if 80% of the Satanists of this world are blind to the reality that they are serving Satan. It's extremely smart. And if you took the bait, well then I don't know what else to tell you. You took the bait. You're a blind Satanist. Period. And there are a lot of Christians who are serving Satan, worshiping Satan, and don't even know it when they idolize these satanic people. This is exactly what has happened. And it's been going on a very long time, and because of technology today, it has become a way deeper influence. It is unimaginable as to the influence in this particular part of the indoctrination. It is unimaginable. It's crazy. But you can argue it. That's fine. You argue with yourself, because you're not going to be arguing with truth. And Jesus Christ is the truth and life, and nobody gets to the Father but through him. And if you think that you've outsmarted God while serving and worshiping Satan, I promise you have not. You need to pray for these people. You need to pray hard for yourself, and you need to pray for protection over your family and over your minds. This is why the mind needs to be renewed, because the mind is the devil's playground, period. Look, if you guys are edified by these videos, if they encourage you, if they awaken you, if they help you, if they strengthen you, sub the channel. Share the videos, mirror them on your channels. Hit that bell for updates, and most certainly go to FlatOUTELECTED too and sub that channel as a backup. Also, go to FlatOUTELECTED, the community on Google+. Join there so that you can drop videos, watch videos, and hang out with people that are like-minded. If it's in your ability, please become a Patreon of this channel. Also, look in the description for ways to help others. I can't say that enough. We are in serious times, and there are people here in this country that are in serious need. I ask that you really pray on that and think about it, and if your heart leads you to help out, by all means, the links are there to do so. I ask that God bless you guys thoroughly and abundantly. You guys take care of yourselves.
Is when you talking to the principalities and reminding the powers and telling them who you are and what's going to happen. That's when you get an attitude. We have access to God with boldness and confidence. We can go boldly to the throne of God. We can go confidently to him. But what does the devil do? He keeps bringing up your past. He keeps bringing up your failures. He keeps bringing up your shortcomings. I'm not going to God on the basis of my righteousness, not my righteousness. I'm going on the basis of his righteousness and who he